So what does it look like? What does success here look like? You know, if they have this meeting, it goes well, and then they have a second meeting. Does that involve then Ukraine giving up some of the territory that Russia has taken back through its invasion? And will the world go for that and accept new borders if it brings an end to the killing?
According to reports, that's what Trump, Zelensky, and the European leaders had been talking about just a few days ago. And even Zelensky has made indications that he would be okay with giving up some land. You know, Crimea, Donbass, and Luhansk that have been occupied by Russia for years. Zelensky has indicated, again, there will have to be discussions. And Zelensky really wants security guarantees on top of that as well. If he does give up land, he wants guarantees from the West that Russia won't invade again. So there will have to be conversations. Zelensky will have to come to the table as well, a trilateral meeting or just between Zelensky and Putin. And we will have to see when that takes place. And Trump has also said that that will only happen if Putin is friendly and shows that he wants peace in this meeting in Anchorage tomorrow.
Would NATO membership be on the table for Ukraine as part of those peace guarantees, do you think?
Of course, Zelensky would love that. And he's been saying that he would either want NATO or nuclear weapons. But I think that NATO is completely off the table. I mean, every single country would have to agree. And Trump has said basically that it's not an option.
Yeah. I mean, and Ukraine, of course, gave up its nuclear weapons famously, which I suppose is a great lesson for a lot of the rest of us in the world. But tell me this here. Why is there so much panic in the media? And you see this, and you would see this with the press pack you're traveling with around this summit. Because, you know, I'm old enough to remember through the height of the Cold War, U.S. presidents and Soviet premiers met regularly. But now to hear some people say it, even this mere sense of communication between the two men is somehow, you know, some great show of weakness, and it could be a disaster for the West.
I mean, I think we will have to see what the results are tomorrow. And I think the panic comes from just Putin's history of invading other countries and not being completely straightforward and truthful with Trump. They've had several phone conversations, and Putin promises and promises. And of course, as Trump says, the next day there's missiles. And with the Russians saying they want to talk about additional topics other than Ukraine, it does seem like the Russians have their own agenda, and it'll be up to Trump to kind of tamp that down and focus on what's important.
Yeah, well, finally then, you know, how much of the concern, I guess, stems from the hangover of what was, we now know, the bogus Russiagate investigation, which started back in 2016, the Hillary Clinton plot to portray Trump as a Russian agent. Does the hangover from that, almost 10 years later, does that affect Trump's ability to conduct foreign policy with Russia today at this meeting?
I think that if anything, it gives him a more positive view on Russia. As he says frequently, Putin was in the Russia hoax with him. He was there for Russia, Russia, Russia. So I think that's part of the concern. Will Trump be more friendly towards Putin because they share that history? And hopefully, of course, Trump will go in there with a calm mind and assess the facts and come out the other side and, you know, and establish peace. We'll just have to see.
Well, Diana, stay safe up there in Alaska, and look forward to reading about and hearing about what happens there. Thanks so much for your time.